You sixth graders didn't feel this, but it was taking a little longer because my daughter's sitting here trying to talk me into getting her ice cream for videotaping. So I don't know. I told her I'd think about it. I told her, nah, we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's why there was a delay. You didn't feel it, but I did. We had about a 2 to 3 minute discussion. But anyway, onward to lesson 86 in math. She's glaring at me right now, and I love it. So then anyway, sixth graders, today we're going to start really getting into the algebraic equations. All right, and the algebraic equations, you must, I repeat, you must, the big word, show work. If you are not showing your work when I see your lessons in chat time, you're not even going to get credit for it. Okay? So I am expecting you to show me the work. And what I mean by that is this. We've got to look at the process. First off, what I want to do, this is a balanced equation. It's kind of like the teeter-totter we talked about in class a while back. Whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other side. So this is literally, I'm going to write it off the side saying 5 times n equals 21. I can write multiplication, 5n. I can also do this, 5 times n. I can also go 5 times n. I can write it several different ways. This way is also counts by putting the number by a letter. And you'll see that a lot in algebra. Now, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take both sides, and I want to get the n by itself. The n by itself means I'm going to divide by 5, because since I know that would eliminate, by dividing that, that would give me on this side 1n, which means just n. I don't need to say 1n because I already know I have 1n. Now, it's the teeter-totter. So what I did is I had the teeter-totter like so. I divided by 5 here, so now the teeter-totter went down. I got to do the same thing to the other side, which means I got to bring it so it balances itself out. So that means since I divided here by 5, I got to divide by 5. And so therefore, I have now divided by 5. So I'm going to go off to the side of my paper, showing my work. 5 into 21. 5 into 21 is going to go 4 times. 20, subtract, get the 1, and I do not write remainder. Leave it as a fraction. So my final answer is 1 becomes the numerator, 5 becomes the denominator. So the 1 went right here, and the 5 came right to here. So my final answer is 4 1/5. Not very difficult, not very tricky. But again, show your work. Okay? We'll pause while I clean up the board. All right. Sixth graders, did a little pause and save the video time so you didn't have to sit there and watch me erase the board and put up the next problem. This is example 2 on page 414. It was right below the first one we just did. And same process. We have the same exact situation, only they put a decimal in here. No different. Doesn't matter if they got decimals or whatever, even fractions. Doesn't matter. So what we're going to do, same process. I want to get the m by itself, so I'm going to divide by 0.6. Divide by 0.6. This cancels itself out because 0.6 into 0.6 equals 1m, which is just m. Then I'm ready to show my work again. I'm going to go over here. 0.6 into 0.048. Now I got to keep track of my decimals. Move the decimal over 1, move it over 1, and up. That's following the rule. All right, now, here we go. So now that that's all set up, squared away, 6, again, I'm going to keep, this is where in decimals, I said to always divide into each number, no matter what, so you can keep it straight. 6 into 0 can't go, so we got a 0. Can 6 go into 4? No, it can't. That's 0. Can 6 go into 48? Yes, it can, which equals 8. So my final answer is m equals 0.08. And I should have showed the work here a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay. Boom and boom. Now, so you can see the final as it goes through. So, and my final answer is 0.08. So again, making sure I show my work. Again, the teeter-totter, what I do to one side, I got to do the other side. Okay? Now, I'm going to go below here and I'm going to do the next one. The final example is they reverse it. 45 equals, and I'm going to draw a line here so I don't get them confused, 45, and then I have equals 4x. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Same principle is going to follow where we want to get the x by itself. Don't let this mess with your mind. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. And I have the x, which is going to write it backwards. So we're going to go 45 divided by 4. 4 into 4 goes once. Bring down the 5. 4 into 5 goes once, which is 4. 11 and 1/4. Again, the 1 became the numerator, the 4 becoming the denominator. Total, so my final answer is x equals 11 and 1/4. Okay, and that is how you write. Now, when we start doing these today, going through there, I expect you to put down, there's an equal symbols in the math. You need to put the letter x equals 11 1/4. You need to put the whole thing down. X equals 11 1/4 on the computer. Because you can do it. You can use the X symbol. There's an equal symbol up on the top, as well as in the math. When you're using the math section of it, there's an equal symbol, and then the answer, 11 1/4. If you leave off the X, it's going to be a point, because I'm going to give a point there and a point for the answer. When we start doing it on the pretest, that'll be a while, but do it on your lesson. All right, now that pretty much wraps it up. And so if you have questions, again, please feel free to call me, and we'll video chat it independently. So I hope you have a great day. Take care.